World War II and the Civil Rights Movement. In this video, we will cover the Civil Rights Movement and World War II. And our main question, how did the war contribute to civil rights? World War II, a global conflict that reshaped nations and societies, also had profound impacts on the fight for civil rights in America. As millions of African Americans served in the military and worked in war industries, they began to question the segregation and discrimination they faced at home. As in the background on World War II. World War II lasted from 1939 to 1945 and involved most of the world's nations. The United States joined the war in 1941 after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Over 16 million Americans served in the military, including nearly 1 million African Americans. On the home front, the war effort created jobs and opportunities in industries that were previously closed to black workers. Many African Americans served in the World War II, even though other people didn't want them there. Let's look at this interview that shows a veteran involved in the civil rights.
I love the man. He's a friend for 50 years.
He played a key role in the civil rights movement, putting his life on the line for a country that wasn't fighting for him. And today, he was honored with the government's highest honor for a civilian.
10 News military reporter Hannah Mullins explains how men like him helped strip our armed forces of segregation.
And this is it, an honor that is long overdue, but perhaps just in time. This gentle kiss was from one combat vet to another.
My heart now, seeing John like this and knowing him for how long I have, it brings a sadness to me.
At 92, John Carter is too weak to talk, but he was tough. He was among our nation's first African-American Marines. He joined the segregated Montford Point boot camp and fought to fight.
African Americans in the military. Despite facing segregation and discrimination, African Americans made significant contributions to the war effort. Units like the Tuskegee Airmen proved their skill and bravery in combat. The Double V campaign, which stood for victory against fascism abroad and racism at home, gained momentum during this time. The experiences of black soldiers abroad exposed them to different cultures and heightened their awareness of the injustices they faced back home. Though it was tough for African Americans in the military, they were able to take on a challenge just like in the video.
Americans have a very proud legacy of service. I think that's part of our history, part of our heritage.
From Bunker Hill and the forts of South Carolina to the mountains of Afghanistan, African Americans have served with honor throughout our history. Black soldiers helped bring peace to the plains and defeat fascism in Europe. They charged up San Juan Hill, shot down Japanese Zeros at Pearl Harbor, and aimed for new heights at Tuskegee. By the end of the 20th century, an African American had risen to command the mightiest military force in the world. But African Americans have also had to fight for their right to defend their country and to receive fair and equal treatment in the military.
It's a challenge, and if you succeed, you come out stronger.
Post-war struggles and civil rights activism. Returning black veterans' demands for equality. Black veterans after World War II sought equal treatment. They pushed for victory over racism through the Double V campaign. Veterans like Medgar Evers became prominent civil rights activists. Early desegregation efforts. President Truman's Executive Order 9981 in 1948 desegregated the armed forces. Discuss challenges faced during the order's implementation. Touch on initial desegregation efforts in schools and public spaces. Key civil rights figures and organizations. Martin Luther King. He was a leader in the civil rights movement, famous for his "I Have a Dream" speech. He believed in nonviolent protest and helped lead the Montgomery bus boycott and the March on Washington. Rosa Parks. She's known as the mother of the civil rights movement. She refused to give up her bus seat to a white person, which sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. Malcolm X. He was a leader who advocated for black empowerment and self-defense. He was a key figure in the Nation of Islam and later founded the Organization of Afro-American Unity, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. This group fought for civil rights through legal action and advocacy. They were involved in important cases like Brown v. Board of Education, which ended school segregation. Southern Christian Leadership Conference, founded by MLK and others, this group organized nonviolent protests and campaigns, like the Birmingham Campaign and the Selma to Montgomery marches. Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. This group was made up of young activists who organized sit-ins, freedom rides, and voter registration drives in the South. Here are some major events. Timeline: 1941. U.S. enters World War II. 1945. World War II ends. 1948. Truman desegregates military. 1954. Brown v. Board of Education decision. 1955. Montgomery bus boycott. 1963. March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. 1964. Civil Rights Act passed. 1965. Voting Rights Act passed. The efforts of black veterans and civil rights leaders were crucial in advancing equality and justice in America. Their determination and achievements continue to inspire modern movements, reminding us of the importance of fighting for social justice and equal rights for all.